Yo, what up, people? Smith motherfucking R here today, of course, in my nice, oh my god, this shit's so comfortable. This is like the most comfortable shirt I've ever worn. It's just like, it's like hand woven. Like, yeah, it's like sewed, and sewed shirts are like the best. They're like the most comfortable shit to wear like ever. Anyway, this is Noucome episode 2 motherfucking review. It has a long ass name, but Noucome is its name, so fuck it. And I decided for this episode, not really gonna do a summary. I'm just gonna touch on a couple big points. Okay. This episode, off the gate, was funny as shit. It was just mad funny, and it was also had these edgy moments thrown all throughout this anime, which really, I was like, yeah, what the fuck going on? What am I watching? Like legit, this dude gets a call from God, and it's like, yo, like, what up? Like, oh, you don't believe I'm God, huh? I sense that you're what's the word? I guess that you're skeptic of me. And he turns this dude into a girl, and then this dude's like, yeah, it's like, oh no, it's gone. Oh yeah, it was just a very funny episode. I really enjoyed watching it. It was something that was really nice to watch because it throws comedy in with like this really sort of like fucked up nature to it. Like, yo, like this dude, like I said before and I'll say it again, absolute choice is the worst thing. This is what will fuck up your reputation. Like, this dude is forced to choose between two choices. And usually one of them is really bad and one of them is like, Like, for instance, a couple of them that we saw. Like, one of them was basically, he can like go naked and like do some type of fucking pose, or he can like reenact like a pig being lynched like 10 times, and I'm like, and that was the funniest shit ever because you just come into the scene without knowing that, and this dude's just like on a fucking table, it's like fucking, it was hilarious. This anime is just really funny. It just is. It adds humor to the story, which is getting better. It's like, it's funny as shit, but yet it's starting to get a good emotional backstory to it with the romance aspect between with Yukihara. There's like something showing there, and especially at the end of the episode when he walks up on her and she's just crying, and what she says, oh my god, something's about to happen now. But it was hilarious also, because this dude was trying to do mad random shit. Like, he was dressing up like motherfucker. He's like, I'm a Dodo Saju. Like, he was doing old man accents and all types of weird shit. He was doing so much shit. This dude's... And he ended up being like, fuck it. I gotta go to my last plan, my last resort. I'm gonna tickle her. Like, yo, and you just see this motherfucker just creeping up behind her and shit while he's like going upstairs. I'm just like, oh fuck. Like, why are you creeping, bro? Like, this dude's legit. Like, yeah, it's time to tickle a bitch. Like, and then the entire time that scene's happening, I'm remembering back when Chocolate, when she was like, I know what you gotta do to make her laugh. Tickle her, and she just starts going down and tickling him and shit. And then he like turns around and she's on top of him and he's like, I'm like, this dude's just mad. It's just mad funny. And it's like, yo, bro, like, cause I just kept remembering that fucking scene, like, I was like, oh my god, he's about to tickle her like that, like, some, like, weird tickling that turned into some, like, weird, like, fucking, like, rub down scene on the fucking roof. I was like, oh, hell no. This ain't about to happen. And as this motherfucker, he sees her, and she's, like, on all fours, and I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, fuck. It's about to be some massive rub down scene, isn't it? I mean, I don't know what type of fucking, series this is. This could throw anything at me. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then as he's walking up, she starts crying and talking, and she's basically saying, like, oh my god, he must think I'm a freak. Oh my god, why do I keep doing this? It has something to do with her character. And so it's, like, funny as hell, and then it gets, like, serious, like, oh. And it gets, like, emotional, because then this dude, like, drops his shit after he hears it. That's it. It was a great transition. Yeah, and I moved my fucking, like, yeah. Anyway, the thing is, it was a great transition. How it transitioned from, of course, being like a hilarious sort of moment, like he's about to like legit like tickle this bitch, like make her laugh, like deep down in her soul, and then it transforms to like this emotional scene where he's just like, oh my god, and she's like, she realizes that he's there, so she's like looking at, she's starting to get up to look at him, and then they end it, so they end it like on this cliffhanger, and it was a solid transition to that cliffhanger where it was really well done. And of course, there were other things going on. Like basically, we learned that he's going through the test of the absolute choice, and basically, it's the only way you can get it removed is to go. Is like basically you got to complete a certain number of missions, and these missions are assigned to you. And if you fail even one, then you will have the absolute choice forever. And so he has to make her laugh deep down in the bottom of her heart. That's the first mission that he's assigned from God. And, like, legit, he gets a phone call from God. Well, God is texting this motherfucker. We see God, and he looks like some fucking, like, badass, like, oh my god. Like, legit, with red hair and shit. It's like, yeah, like, just reading a book, and I'm like, what the fuck, like, and why the fuck is it dark? Like, God's chilling in a dark-ass room, like, what the? God in this anime is hilarious. Like, yo, like God's just like chilling on, calling this motherfucker up. I'm gonna let him know what's up. Yo, what up? I'm God. It's like, yo, what up, nigga? It's God. Like, he's like, what? Like, God is just calling some random motherfucker. Like, well, he's a random, but still, like, God's actually just phoning down on some motherfucker. And when he tries to call him back, it's like, we're sorry, but either the phone is turned off or he is in a different dimension. I'm like, it's a mad funny show. And basically, Chocolate, we find out that she has basically amnesia, and that she like gets her memories back, but then it turns out like this whole like not really sort of situation, like I did really sucky, and like I got some memories back, but like the littlest amount possible. I even surprised myself, like, I don't know. And basically, her job is to help him remove his absolute choice. She cannot leave until he does that. And so, it's a really interesting story that's developing. Because the entire basic episode, for like 2 days, this dude was trying to make her laugh. And he was doing poorly at it. He was telling cheesy jokes. And at one point, she's like, oh, fucking Yukihara. This dude, after he's doing that, he's like, well, because you did that whole thing, and you did that whole thing about that pig joke, and so I just copied on it. It was like, you copied me. I'm suing you. Oh my god. That was so funny. It's like legit, and then in comes, fucking Okta. Yeah, Okta. And then he's like, judge. And so apparently now Okta's the judge. And it's like, yeah. And it's like, okay. And it goes to like this, like, it just goes into weird shit, like, and it's just funny, because it's like, really, like, everything gets blown out of proportion. But not in, like, like, sometimes it can be considered, like, stupidly blown out of proportion, but it kind of, I don't know, I just like how it's done. To me, it doesn't seem like it's being crazily exaggerated. But I don't know, because you can see it differently than I do. But I'm just enjoying this anime. We got a little bit more on the whole absolute choice, and it turns out that his fucking counselor, we still haven't got the bitch's name yet, which is pissing me off. Like, I believe her name is like Tag or some shit. I'm not sure, but we still haven't like been told her name yet. He keeps calling her fucking sensei, and that's kind of pissing me off. But basically, we find out that she had absolute choice once too, and she's doing like mad weird shit, and it's like a lolicon scene. And I'm like, oh. Also, one last scene I gotta talk about, and that's when, after God turns him into a woman, he like flip. After God turns him into a woman, you see, after God turned him into a woman, I was like, yo, like, cause he flipped out, like, legit, he flipped the fuck out, like, he was like, my chick's gone, like, I was like, ah. This dude was tripping. He like ran into the fucking bathroom. Like, oh no, it's gone. He's like, And it did like that classic scene. Well, it wasn't classic. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like this dude's like, oh no, what's going on? What's happening? And he's like legit in his pants, and then he's like, what? No, it's gone. And then he keeps going. He's like, it's a funny slash sort of edgy type of show, and I don't know, but I'm really enjoying it. I don't know. It has like a fucked up nature to it, kind of. When you think, put yourself in this dude's shoes, that would really suck. Yeah, at the same time, that's funny shit to watch. Like, oh my god. But basically, next week's episode is when it's gonna start getting back to some story, hopefully, like some nice story. Cause yeah, it was mad funny, and yeah, last week's episode 1 was pretty funny too. But the thing about it is, I see this becoming somewhat have a story behind it too, not just comedy purpose. Cause it is like a romance, and I don't know, but this one seems like it's starting to go to a somewhat serious type of romance comedy. Like it has its comedic moments all throughout, but yet at certain moments it'll get like serious and like deep, and at least that's what it looks like it's gonna turn out to be. I'm assuming. And if it is, then it is, and that's pretty good. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So overall, this episode right here, I gotta give it an 9 out of 10 because it was a good episode, and it was just a good episode. It was funny and it was entertaining, and we got a little information. We learned a little bit more on a couple characters' backstories, and then we get that twist at the end. And so it was a nice, good episode. It was packed with a lot of enjoyment and entertainment. So with that being said, Smith still motherfucking R. Peace out.